You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters. Well, one thing we have talked about a lot lately is everything going on with NFL and streaming. We know the NFL wants to continue wading deeper and deeper and deeper into those waters. And it may have invoked the one word the NFL did not want to hear: antitrust. The fact is, and I've talked about this in videos, it's getting more and more complicated for people to watch the NFL. You're having to have more and more services in order to check out games. And now you have rumors of new media rights deals with the NFL eyeing game packages sold off separately to streaming services, as many as 5 games. Well, unfortunately for Roger Goodell, Trump has entered the chat. The FCC has entered the chat. People have been complaining. I did a video the other day. 70% of sports fans, 72% actually, said that they believe that major sporting events should be on free broadcast television. In other words, you're turning it over to NBC for Sunday Night Football, not Amazon Prime. And that's part of what got this started too. With the rumors, and it's not just rumors, they just landed a new deal, negotiated an extension with CBS and Paramount Plus. Part of that is the fact that Amazon Prime wants Sunday Night Football. I think that may have been the straw that broke the camel's back. Federal Communications Commission's chairman, Brendan Carr, could become an obstacle in the NFL's pursuit of elevated rights fees and is now threatening the league's antitrust exemption. In a series of media and conference appearances in recent days, the close ally of U.S. President Donald Trump said the NFL's increasing broadcast fragmentation is testing the commission's patience and that intervention could be forthcoming. Quote, "You have to have a computer science degree to decipher this," Carr said on Fox and Friends weekend. "We're at a tipping point where these leagues can push it so far, putting games behind paywalls, that they undermine their ability to claim their antitrust exemption." Ruh-roh. That television appearance largely mirrored comments Carr made late last week. Does the NFL still benefit from antitrust exemption when they're negotiating for a carriage of games not on sponsored telecast, but on a streaming service? Carr said, "That's a very live, very ripe question." The NFL's increasing embrace of streaming platforms such as Amazon, Netflix, and YouTube has increased the number of bidders for various pieces of league broadcasting rights, and in turn has helped elevate the league's rights fees. That dynamic is poised to play out as the NFL is set to exercise opt-outs of its core domestic rights deals. The NFL has a contractual opt-out with most of the rights holders after 2029, but given the size and complexity of the contracts, talks are expected to begin in earnest this year. Before the Super Bowl last month, NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell said the league will be looking to maximize both reach and revenue in new packs. Quote, "What we focus on, how do we reach the broadcast number of people on every broadcast, the broadest number of people on every broadcast? How do we make an event out of it? We select our partners in part for that reason. Economics, obviously part of it. The value that's created, but at the end of the day, we want partners who are going to broaden our audience. In the meantime, the league is shopping rights to 4 games acquired in its complex and new closed equity deal with ESPN parent company Disney, with streaming entities also actively involved in bidding. As that has happened, though, the NFL has maintained its traditional practice in which each game is still shown over the air in home markets of the competing teams. The NFL did not comment. Boy, this is officially getting ugly for the National Football League. People are fed up. There was a joke today I saw come across X, and it was about a baseball game. And it listed every inning of the 9-inning baseball game. And it had a different streaming company tied to every inning. If you want to watch this whole baseball game, you're going to have 9 streaming services to catch the full game. One for every inning. Now, I understand that's a joke, but that's what it's feeling like to a lot of customers. Customers are fed up. They want to be able to pick up their remote, turn on CBS, and watch the game. They want to pick up a remote, turn it to ABC, watch the game. I said, I think ESPN, nah. Monday Night Football, no. It should be on ABC, just like it was when Howard Cosell was still there. I mean, let's just keep it real. As many games as possible should be on free network broadcast television. If you if you want to put a game on NFL Network, it's one thing, but NFL Network is available to most people on cable, satellite, and if you've got a streaming television provider like YouTube TV or whatever. But nonetheless, no, all these games should be on network television. And I knew when I heard the other day that Amazon had some, because that's considered sort of the flagship cap off the entire day of football, Sunday night football. When I heard that game, they're wanting to move that game, that Sunday night game that NBC has got right now, move it over to Amazon Prime exclusively. I said, oh, hell. That's going to get massive, massive pushback. It's bad enough that Thursday Night Football is on streaming. And if this was to happen and they had to pull out of these streaming rights, I don't know what the NFL would do about that. Because they've already taken the streaming money from some of these providers. Now, Amazon would be their biggest issue, but Netflix, these Christmas Day games, Black Friday, I believe, is an Amazon Prime only game. The Niners and Rams, I'm trying to think, is that Melbourne game also a streaming game? It may be. Wow. Boy, that sends a shiver of fear down the spine of the NFL hearing the word antitrust and losing that exemption. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.